just trying to get Todd live now too. Todd. Todd. Oh yeah. Okay. People can't hear that one until. Oh my God! Why is it always so crooked?
All right, we're doing it.
There we go. Professionals, what up? Man, we are professionals over here.
Why does it look like that?
I don't know. Todd's having some problems with his live feed.
Can you see? Can anyone see?
Could I? Oh, why don't I look on my phone? Watch this. Welcome everybody to the Monday Mass. It's the world's greatest action sports podcast. Todd's trying to go live,
All right,
and
I gotta unfuck this.
Unbreak my heart, Todd. All right, well then I guess I'll just start the actual podcast while Todd deals with. It's nice that Todd is dealing with the audiovisual problems. All my stuff's working great. The sound is great. I look great. I feel real good on this Monday.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Monday, November 13th. Now people we're already in the show, so Todd's late to the party.
We're barely in the show when we're doing the show.
Here you go. There's the microphone.
All right, stop.
Now I need my coffee.
Hey, everybody. We have just figured out how to use the live function of our phone. Fuck off, Chris. Here we are. Okay, now we're going. We are here.
Wow, you're good.
Welcome to the Monday Mass. It is at some point in November. I
November
believe
13th.
That Thanksgiving is next week.
Really? 10 days.
Is it 10 days?
I think it's the 23rd.
Do you have your Christmas tree up yet?
No, but you know what? I'm going to start working on my decorations. You know me. I make handmade, homemade, horrible decorations, and the Christmas decorations are coming up next. You may know that I made a gaggle of witches.
Yeah,
for my front yard.
You have this website called Regretsy,
and
where you make people presents.
That's
and
so
they
funny.
Try to trade them.
Well, I'm recycling my gaggle of witches into Christmas trees.
Oh.
So they're going to look great. And the neighbors are going to be bummed, as they always are, with my decorations.
Do your neighbors ever say anything about all the bullshit that's on your lawn?
They love it.
Do they?
They love me. I'm a lovable guy. I'm the lovable weirdo in the neighborhood.
You're great.
Guess what? We're going to get right into this ad block because the ad block is beefed the hell up.
We've
got the biggest news
We've
ever.
added
ads.
We're just adding ads.
We're adding ads, but they're totally pertinent.
But you get the exact same amount of podcasts, but yet we're adding.
Yeah, so
ads.
Now the podcast to ad block ratio is going to be about, let's say 60-40. 60% ad block, 40% podcast. The content is coming up.
Okay.
But right now, this is actually great content. This is so rad. We are so excited. You know, this is the world's greatest action sports podcast. It's only fitting that we team up with the greatest mountain in the world, Mammoth Mountain. That is right. For the next 4 months, Todd and I and the Monday Mass are on Team Mammoth. Our good friend Gabe Taylor and I set up this whole deal. Yeah, so when we get into snow news, we're going to talk a little bit more about Mammoth, but we do have a report from Gabe Taylor, who is the marketing manager and/or brand content manager. He's the marketing guy for Mammoth. He's the best. Amazing surfer. Hopefully you've seen him ride because he rips as well. Here's what he's had to say about opening day, which was just a few days ago. A modest storm blew through Mammoth last week, dropping 5 or 6 inches of snow. Let me know it's 9 inches. I'll be there to measure. Plunging temperatures close to 20 degrees. Optimal snowmaking conditions. Mammoth is open for skiing and riding since last Friday. A great opener. It looked like an epic party. Gabe was actually hosting the party. They had the banner that the first lift went up and went through. Big raging après ski scene.
This next week, we've got there's kind of a bunch of ski resorts are starting to open. They're starting to open across Utah, Colorado. There's a bunch open. But this next week, there's a big storm, and it can change everything. I remember last year, I was looking through, my neatly organized stuff that Apple so conveniently does for you in your photos, and there was a video of December 5th
Was it us?
Mammoth, and it was like neck deep.
Is that when you went there without me?
Yep.
Thanks, bro. Well, we're going together. Todd and I are going to go hit Mammoth a couple times this season for sure. We may have a couple of passes to maybe give to a fan or two. We're going to try to do a podcast from up on the mountain as well. So big things coming from the Monday Mass in Mammoth Mountain. Excited about that. Also, the return of the world's best e-bike company, Pedal Electric, is back. The Monday Mass. Todd and I both got brand new pedal electric bikes. You got a white one. I got a black one.
I feel bad taking the white one because then I thought like you guys had already ridden the white one.
No. My son set your white one up and rode it around the block.
Right.
But the same goes for the black one that I got.
Okay.
He set both of them up. My son London, he's a bike freak, so he set those up, and man, thing is sick, right? You talking about torque? You want to talk torque?
Torque.
Tons of torque. The pedal electric bike is back, and right now, perfect timing. You know, holidays coming up and all that. They're actually having a big sale, $600 off a bike, and with every purchases you make of select bikes, a percentage of that goes back to saving coral reef around the world. Get a sick bike, save some reef, look cool, be cool, like Todd and I. Pedal Electric is back at Pedal Electric. Vesselshipping.com, vessel.com, VESYL.com. Did you use it?
I had a hard time understanding what the concept was of this.
Until you tried it.
Until I tried it. Like I got set up with an account.
Yeah.
And it's like you print your own labels at home.
Yeah.
And you just go and drop it. I just couldn't comprehend that.
And then And
then I did it. It was really easy.
Exactly. That's what it's for. Because for people like us who are really stupid
it's not
about
actually,
other things.
It's not actually for people like us. It's more for people that have small businesses.
Well, yeah. And if you
this is not a business.
We usually we'll talk about the garage sale, but yeah, we usually attempt to sell things and ship them, but end up just shipping them for free. That's our business plan. But thank you to Vessel Shipping for making it easy. VESYL.com. 1620 workwear at 1620 USA. American-made workwear. I got these pants on right here. Feel that. Stretch, tough, breathable, badass, guaranteed for life.
You ever seen those pants that can stop a chainsaw from cutting through them?
That's kind of that's what these.
No,
feel
those
like.
are not. I don't have the confidence that those pants would stop a chainsaw.
Well, if I slammed on my skateboard.
But have you ever seen the pants that can stop? They're made to wear when you're using a chainsaw.
Right. But I don't know what that has to do with our sponsor, 1620 USA.
I'm just saying, maybe if they want to get into the big leagues, they have some chainsaw-proof pants.
Do you know where the owner, operator, founder of 1620 surfs all the time?
Tell me.
Massachusetts. That's right.
He needs to make a shark-proof pants.
Their pants, I can't guarantee it or not, but their pants are probably shark-proof. I have a couple other pairs of the actual work pants, and
not shart-proof.
They're all shark-proof. If you sharten them, they're guaranteed for life. Just please clean them before sending them back. If you rip your pants, you can send them in. They fix them. But if they're sharted in, it might be a different story. Mint Tours at Mint Tours.
What time is it now?
Dude.
It's 12:46, November 11th.
Around the corner.
It's almost happening.
Pretty soon, Todd and I are going to be at least waist to nipple to assy neck high
Chris,
in
we
powder.
call that dick deep powder. And
what?
You can get dick deep powder if you go to Japan.
This is a nasty ad block. At Mint Tours, highly recommended. Todd and I are going. Well, you should too. This is a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing. Well, you could actually do it every season if you wanted through Mint Tours. At Mint Tours on the gram. Machu Picchu Energy, MachuPicchu.energy. What did you use Machu Picchu Energy for this weekend, Todd?
I had to hold a door open, so I used a small case of it to prop the door.
Oh, nice. So it's for more than just natural clean energy.
Right.
Awesome.
Natural clean energy.
Yeah.
It's like nuclear power for your body.
That's right. Hanson Surfboards at Hanson Surfboards. I actually went there and I borrowed a rolling rack for our yard sale, and I saw that they're redoing and redesigning the whole snowboard and ski rental area. It's going to be super rad.
Really?
And those guys are awesome in there. And also, I did a couple laps of the shop. New full suits, all the full suits you could want. Tons of new boards in there. And, of course, all the snow gear you could want. So Hanson Surfboard's going off right now. We're almost done. Well, no, we're not. We're about halfway. We got an hour left of the ad block. Beneath Apparel at Beneath Apparel. we've got a coupon code that you can all use. This is a big one. It's valid from now, the 13th to the 19th. 30% off.
You know what I saw?
M.A.S.S 20. M.A.S.S 30% off, dude.
Jason Momoa is like doing something.
He's our guy. He's on our team. He's on Team Beneath.
He'd probably come on the podcast.
Maybe.
He seems like a pretty chill dude.
Well, he's the best, and he knows what the best underpants are, and that's Beneath Apparel.
Call Drogo.
What I'm saying is, and Todd, you probably know this too, every single friend and family member that I've given a pair of Beneath Apparel to has been so hyped that they just beg for more. That's why Beneath Apparel is the best gift ever. And Todd, I ordered under layers for us.
Yeah.
For Japan. Bubs Naturals, at Bubs Naturals. I just had the hydrator die. I'm going to post an instructional video later today. Bubs Naturals.
Your dog is licking me.
Oh, and what was the joke you said? Why do dogs lick humans?
Because there's bones inside and they want to get at them bones.
Bachan's Japanese barbecue sauce.
Justin was here yesterday.
He was?
Yeah.
Justin Bachan?
Justin Bachan.
Is that his name?
Sure.
Last night, so I got chicken spring rolls from Trader Joe's, air fryer, and then you get good big pieces of lettuce. Put the spring roll in the lettuce, you wrap it, and dip it in Bachan's.
I think he's going to move here.
I'm a chef.
He's going to move here.
Good. He should. Panic and Coffee and Tea, at Panic and Coffee and Tea. And this is proof. This is proof that Todd and I are completely addicted. We've been waking up with Panikin since 1968. New Greens, at New Greens. I gave the owner of New Greens a bunch of free stuff from the yard sale, and he's going to send me some more New Greens for my body.
So your yard sale didn't go. Well, we'll talk about that in yard sale news.
DiecutStickers.com. DiecutStickers.com, the best in the business. One last thing. Sunbender's got some shows coming up. This is where I promote myself. Thursday night, we're playing at Poorhouse in Oceanside with Hardly Human, Thieves About, and Lived In. I think it starts at 8. November 18th, we're doing the Skates Giving event at CATF, November 18th. And this is at the California Training Facility in Vista. It's a celebration for our love of skating. There's going to be a bunch of prizes, a bunch of fun stuff. You can come, you can skate, you can come and hang out. There's a food drive from Feeding San Diego. And there are two ticket options available. For $25, you can come in and chill. And that money's going to go help USA Skateboarding and Feeding San Diego as well. And then if you want to pay $50, you can actually come, hang out, skate. I mean, how fun would that be to skate at CATF while listening to Sunbender live and other bands? That was the ad block. Oh, there's one more thing.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. So, people ask a lot about getting jobs in the surf and skate and snow industry.
Like LinkedIn?
Kind of, but better, because these are actually really cool jobs that we want to find good people for, because we know how important it is to have good people working in our industry. Our friend PJ Jasinski, remember PJ Jasinski? Yeah. So PJ from Camp, so campgrizzly.com. He just sent a list of some jobs that have just opened up, and these are some good ones.
Really?
Because we do hear a lot about people.
I might leave this podcast.
All right. Well, you want to be the Senior Director, PR Global Communications at the North Face.
So wait, his company,
Camp.
Yeah. Takes all the job offerings in action sports and puts them in one place to find them?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say, if there's a company hiring a head of communication, an account executive, a senior director, a VP of brand, that is the sign that is a bad company.
Right, but
it's actually not a company. It's just someone who wants to have a company, and they're hiring all those roles.
No, these are actual vetted job openings for medium to high-level people. Senior director at sportswear for Patagonia. We got the creative director of Stanley 1913.
Do you ever go on LinkedIn or maybe even Camp, and you go on there and you see
creative director of Tinder?
Listen, you fit all these. You think about all the stuff that you've done, right? And I'm saying you and myself,
me personally,
all this experience that we've had throughout our careers or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot in marketing and knowing the ins and outs of action sports and communications and doing social media. And then it's it gets to the nitty gritty of
what the details and duties are.
I don't think I've ever used Microsoft like a spread like a spreadsheet maker.
Me
Like
neither.
I don't think I know how to make a spreadsheet.
I think you and I are really good at a lot of things, but I think you and I don't have a lot of the quote unquote requirements you would need to work at.
Anywhere, literally any place.
I mean, maybe we could. So,
Although I will
what about
say,
the account executive for partnership
no.
sales at X
See,
Games?
as soon as you're like said account, that means I've got to somehow be responsible financially.
Oh,
That's straight out. I'm just saying, like,
but that means you go out and you get sponsors for X Games.
right, but then you have to do math.
What about
Done.
senior director of sportswear at Patagonia? Would you want to do that?
There we go, math again.
Oh, you got to draw. Anyway, hopefully, I think the podcast might have paused during the meat of that, but either way,
I'm just saying, I'm
campgrizzly.com.
overqualified for a lot of different roles that are in the action sports industry, and then grossly underqualified from some remediary roles.
You know why? I think I'm in the same boat. I think college prepares you for jobs with executives.
I went to college. I am not prepared.
Really?
For anything.
What college?
The one I went to.
Where's your diploma?
It's an imaginary diploma. No, look,
It was the School of Soft Knocks.
I really did go to college, but
Okay, okay, Todd, we believe you.
My entire graphic arts education was replaced by like 2 keystrokes on Illustrator. It's like, thank you, that was $40,000.
Anybody that went to school with Todd, yeah, hit us up.
Muzzy. Well, Muzzy that's where I met Muzzy. Was when I was going to college.
College. I get it. It's fine. Todd, you're a really smart guy. Thank you, PJ Jasinski. I love PJ, and I think that's pretty cool because we hear a lot of doom and gloom about the industry, and so it's nice to see a list of job openings.
It is nice to know that there are a lot of people that are employed within this industry to just kind of give their unsolicited opinions.
Right.
I think I'd be good at that job.
I would like that job that when somebody comes in, they go, should we sell this widget or this widget?
And
I go, that one.
That one.
And they go, you're fired. Surf News is brought to you by Hanson Surfboards. That's right. We are in the podcast now. That was one of the best ad blocks we've ever done.
Can we start off
more of that
surf news?
Yes.
With yard sale news.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because Laura Enever yard sailed into a world record.
Oh, I get what you did there because we had a yard sale. And
we need to discuss what a make is.
Okay, 31-year-old former ISA World Junior Champion and ex-CT surfer, WSL commentator from North Narrabeen, all around amazing person.
This has
beautiful
nothing to do with Laura as a person.
Her record-breaking wave at Himalayas on Oahu, January 22nd, was measured at 43.6 feet. That beats the previous record held by Andrea Moller, who is a Brazilian-American competitive canoeist and jiu-jitsu black belt. So if I was you, Todd, I would not say anything disparaging about Andrea Mueller because she will beat your ass. She'll tie you up. She's also a paramedic. She paddled into a big wave at Pe'ahi, 42-footer. So Laura's wave was 43.6. I mean, it was that big, that much bigger.
And how can you tell it's that much bigger when you're out in the ocean? There's so many things going on here that do not add up, Chris.
Okay. Well, I watched the wave.
Is there laser beams?
I watched the wave.
Are there lasers that are saying how big the wave is?
I mean, they've been measuring wave heights now for many, many years.
This sounds like the way that you measure powder.
Well, that's different. That's a factual measurement, Todd. We'll talk about it after the show. Either way, Laura on a huge board at one of the scariest waves out there, Himalayas, is so gnarly because it's one of those waves where it's not perfect, and if you're caught inside, you're done. So the wave she rode, she dropped in, she made it to the bottom of the wave, basically like this, made it to the bottom, and then the thing just freaking destroyed her. And so I think let's go point counterpoint.
Okay.
You are alluding to the fact that you didn't think it was a make enough to get a world record.
I don't think it was a make. I think that you need to successfully complete the ride.
Okay.
And just I mean, I know that if you look at the footage, she gets about 3/4 of the way down the wave and then just gets obliterated by like a 15-foot wall of whitewash.
Okay.
Okay, so she didn't shoot out the bottom.
I thought she made it to the bottom of the wave. So I feel like it was a successful drop. But so okay, let me ask you this: what if she made it to the bottom of the wave and then like pulled up and the wave barreled around her and she got destroyed? Would that be?
That's a different story.
So she got pretty close to that.
I feel like it goes along the line of there has to be some kind of like standards.
Okay.
Like what is it considered? Is it someone riding out of it? Because it says right here on the thing, record-breaking largest ridden wave.
Right. No, largest wave ever paddled into by a female.
Okay, so riding the wave, like you could. I feel like if you have to complete the actual action of what this is. I mean, I'm sure if you asked Laura, you said, if you had the opportunity to do that again, would you rather go out there and make it cleaner? I feel like that is the lowest bar that we need to cross in all of these sports. Is like you got to keep it clean, so that the integrity of what has come before you and what comes after you stays intact.
Right.
And it's like skiers flying off a cliff, landing on their back, and they somehow ride out and after the powder poof.
Right.
Like and claim it.
Okay.
You can't claim that.
No, I see that. I see your point there. I mean, I feel like there is no rock solid rule in place for what is deemed a make. So to me, the fact that she got to the bottom of the wave, she was still riding, and then the wave took her out. I still think she deserves that medal.
Now, would you? Okay, so
record.
Let's say there's like the world's largest barrel ever ridden.
Okay.
Okay. So would you consider that like so someone pulls into this gigantic barrel, but just gets annihilated?
Right.
Does that count, or does it have to be the world's largest barrel navigated and completed? In order for a world record, because we're talking about world record.
It's a good question. I'm rereading this.
Okay.
And I this was, I believe, on like BBC or something. Received the distinction of paddling into the largest wave ever ridden by a female. So it's pretty general. It's pretty broad. She paddled into the wave. She is a female, and it was the largest wave a female's ever paddled into.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't say anything about making it or not. I think she still deserves the credit because I ain't paddling into that wave.
No, we ain't paddling. But
I ain't paddling into a quarter of that wave.
What those rules say
is
that if Chris decided to get hypnotized into thinking that he could, then you could potentially go out and be a world record breaker by dropping in on a wave and just getting detonated at the bottom of the wave.
Now, let's say a guy on a motorcycle jumps the longest gap ever, lands it.
Largest attempted wave.
Okay,
that's more along in the lines of where we are here.
Largest wave attempt. Okay, so if a motorcycler jumps 500,000 feet, lands.
We are literally talking about Evel Knievel.
Right. Lands.
Eats shit.
And then eats shit. Did he still make the jump?
Evel Knievel tried to jump the Snake Canyon in a rocket-powered car.
Now that one, I just like. That's not a motorcycle.
And he smashed into the other side.
Why don't you just fly over it in a helicopter? Right? That one, I never got that one. And no offense to Evel, I know he's a big fan of the show, but I just didn't get that one.
He's part of the Axis of Evil.
Anyways, congratulations, Laura Enever. We love you.
Or
I say congratulations. Todd says
or not
something different. I love you. You must. Did she drop in on you at some point? No, you're.
I'm a stickler
you're
for
a
the
stickler
rules.
I like that. I like
the rules. I like to have integrity in my action sports.
It's an integral part of his life. The couch surfing show came down to Seaside Reef, and we had so much fun.
Dude, those guys.
Where were you?
They have a serious show.
Where were you? Everyone was asking, "Where's Todd?"
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Well,
even
one person asked.
I wasn't even invited.
You were invited. I told you we were going there. I told you.
That's not an invite. That's like, I'm going to the store.
No, I said the couch surfing show's coming to Seaside, cruise down. That's
what
I said.
I'm going to the beach. And then later on that day, your wife's like, why didn't you invite me to the beach? And I said, I did. I told you I was going to the beach.
No, I remember what I said to you. Anyway, it was a great show with or without Todd. It was still great. I made it down there, hung out with those guys, and I feel like this show is so good for the culture. It's so rad. This show too.
Yeah.
But that show too. That show, they've got their shit together.
Good. I like it.
It was super rad. We had the waves were really fun. We had myself. We had a bunch of guests. Or they had a bunch of guests. Levi, Slauson, Jake Marshall.
Well, the couch surfing shows just straight up
What's up,
calling
guys?
me out on my live right now.
What'd you say?
Dude, I didn't even get invited. Chris basically
He's full of
shit.
Whispered. He was on his own couch at home doing nothing.
When was this?
Friday?
This is last Friday?
I told you. I told you about it.
You straight up didn't tell me.
I just did.
Can we do a couch surfing show at the bottom of the freaking half pipe?
Sure. That's skateboarding. Anyway, so I was just complimenting the couch surfing show for being awesome for the culture of surfing. And then full credit and shout out to the surfers at Seaside Reef. We had hammers show up. Levi Slauson comes on, hangs out on the couch for a minute before he goes surfing. And I said, do you take requests? And he goes, yeah. I go, big old straight air. 2 waves in, he goes out there and does like an 8-foot straight air, pulls it perfect. Levi's going off. Jake Marshall comes on. He goes out there and lays down like 2 insane turns. It was so fun. They had Steve Sherman on there. Brody Fish was on there. Titus Santucci, Ellie Temperi. So they actually, couch surfing guys asked me if I could help. And I said, let me hit the lot trolls. The lot trolls said it's all good. Got Levi and Jake and all them, and then helped on the beach, gather people. But they didn't even need my help because everyone was there and the waves were going off. And if you haven't watched that episode, watch it now.
Is that the way it is at Seaside? Like you got to ask the dudes?
I mean, yeah, because I've done stuff down there with film crews and whatever.
No, I get it.
You just want to give them a heads up.
I get it.
I mean, I feel like I'm kind of one of them, but I don't want to be that one of them that's like, yeah, dude, bring everything. Let's go. But it was great.
That is the complete opposite of the piece of shit wave that I surf.
Couch surfing wave at Todd's break.
No. Well, that
be a great episode.
It's just be embarrassing for everyone.
Really fun.
Yeah.
So what else we got here? ISA had the Parasurfing World Championships in Huntington Beach. And again, the waves were firing. There was 184 competitors, 27 national teams. The ISA Parasurfing Championships have 7 physical parasurfing classes, 2 visual sport classes. So we're talking everything from, amputees, blind surfers, so many different types of adaptive surfers. And this is truly probably one of the most magical and beautiful surf events on the planet. I mean, you talk about strength, courage, tenacity. Every one of these competitors has that.
I'll tell you, and the underlying thing is and this is the worst and best thing about surfing.
Yeah.
Is that it tickles something in you that will make you want to do it no matter if your legs were taken.
Right.
You'll find a way.
It's that good. Oh, check it out.
What's that? Where'd you get a Boilermaker shirt?
Brand new Boilermaker shirts. Thank you to Spencer Tescarino and Oli Norris. This is off the original screen that Taryn Durfee from Boilermaker made at high school screen printing class.
Yeah, right here. Old SD chargers.
Yep. That's not. I'm just gonna cover that part up. This is actually pretty cool. So Team France won gold. Alana Nichols got the first ever perfect 10 in ISA parasurfing history. Pretty awesome. And then not awesome news. 2 losses. We've lost a surfer from Indonesia. His name was Febri Anzia. Febri Anzia, 24 years old. Motorcycle crash.
In Bali?
Let me see. Where was he? I think he's in Bali or Thailand or something.
You've scooted around there, yeah?
Yeah.
It's terrifying, right?
Yeah, I would do it differently now. When I did it back then, I don't even want to say what was going on. It was bad. It was not safe for podcasting. Don't do it. But really sad. There was a huge paddle out for him. Febri apparently was just the raddest guy. So sad there. Also, a 76-year-old legendary California shaper surfer, Mark Martinson, died at the age of 76. He was a U.S. national champion. Just everyone that talks about him says how legendary. This is one of those OG real deal surfers.
Mm-hmm.
Shaper, just overall epic guy. So 2 losses that are pretty sad. Something gained here, though. Something new. And it's hit the world by storm. We're talking about Kelly Slater's Abu Dhabi wave pool.
Are you calling that person?
Should I call?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to call Strider because he was
call
there.
Strider because
this is a cold call, people. This is a cold call.
And where is Strider not?
Sickest invite. I mean, we didn't get the invite, but Strider's on the list. We'll see if Strider answers. This is our high-end call-in system.
Hi, buddy.
You are live on the Monday M.A.S.S with
up,
Chris Coté and
Strides?
Todd Richards. Congratulations.
What's up, you fucker?
Hoorah! Okay, so
we want to know about the wave
Strider,
pool,
Strider, we got to know. We watched all the videos. The smile on your face really told the story. But now you tell us this story. Break it down. Abu Dhabi. Strider Wasilewski. And you're live on the podcast, though, so don't say anything too weird.
Oh, I miss you guys. I do.
I miss you too.
guys.
How was it?
Yeah,
We're
so
serious.
talk, dude.
You're being interviewed right now. You're being interviewed. We're recording you.
It was fucking amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was just, to be honest, the whole like saltwater element and like.
Oh, it's salt
seeing
water.
the wave.
Whoa.
What's that?
It's saltwater wave.
Yeah, the ocean's right next to it, so you pump ocean water in, and you literally are just like, I don't know, it's a whole new dynamic. The whole thing changed.
Really?
It's like twice as easy to paddle. The board feels better. Everything just feels good.
Oh my gosh. And so you got a call from Kelly and he was like, "Hey, we're leaving tomorrow. We're going to surf in Abu Dhabi." I've been there before, obviously not to that pool, but bit of a mission to get there, but pretty dialed in, right? Like the whole thing seems like it was a pretty magical, legendary type of experience.
Yeah. Actually, Uncle Kelly didn't call me.
Oh, was he surprised when you showed up? What are you doing here?
I snuck in the back door.
That's the best way to do it.
Oh yeah.
No, it was, dude. Yeah, it's one of those things where you're just like, if you had plans, you're like, wait a minute, I don't have plans anymore.
Yeah.
And you kind of just, it's exciting. It's like brand new. It's like this, amazing new thing that like I'd heard about and wanted to see, and then understanding how fun it is to just go to Lemoore and ride, his technology there, and then knowing that it was saltwater, and then like getting a call from the KS Waveco, and then having them like, yeah, this is your program, and then you get on the
Jet
A380, and you're just like, oh, this is great.
You're flying in like a bedroom.
Wow.
Right?
It was so nice.
I loved it. I love Strider. You know what? I love that for you.
Actually, crazy enough, I'm still sitting next to Wheezy, the producer. He was on his way to go see Kanye in Saudi.
Oh man, you know what, Strider? You deserve it because you're awesome. Honestly, you deserve it, and I feel like you enjoy this shit so much, and when you have that joy and that passion for these things you do, you deserve things like this to happen to you. So I'm loving it.
I just need to get near Strider so I can get some like residual shit that Strider gets.
You can go right, he'll go left.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
The joy attracts the joy, my friend.
Just the shit that falls off your nuts. I just want to catch a little bit of it.
Todd's negativity is keeping him out of a lot of wave pools.
I miss you, Steve.
I miss you, Strider.
We love you, Strider. Thanks for coming on the show without consent.
Anything for you guys.
All right, buddy.
All right. Bye,
We'll
Strides.
call you later off air. We'll get the real scoop. Love that guy. Strider Wasilewski,
Later.
folks. Yeah, so
I didn't know it was salt water.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it, but that definitely adds an element of familiarity to it.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm thinking, it's talked about, but when you go to Waco or you've been to Kelly's, but like the buoyancy factor is weird.
I didn't notice
really
it that
notice it?
much. I mean, I'm riding epoxy boards anyway, so maybe that's the ticket. Anyway, the way it's bigger and better than Surf Ranch, and Surf Ranch is as big and as great as you could possibly get. So I can't even imagine
So
what this
is
place
that
is like.
are we okay? So for a while we were saying that wave that's in Brazil was like the best one.
Okay.
So is
The
this
private? That one's private.
okay?
Yeah.
That's the private one,
Yeah.
but has the barrel with the 2 air sections.
Mhm.
And then,
Yeah.
So is this the best one now?
Well, I think Slater has.
Is it longer than the wave?
It's
It's a longer wave.
Yeah. So Slater's original intent was to create the perfect wave with the longest barrel possible. So he wasn't thinking airs. He wasn't thinking business. He wasn't thinking, we need 2 waves per minute.
Mhm.
It was strictly to make the best, most perfect wave on the planet. And I'm paraphrasing. This is kind of what I've heard he said. So with that quality over quantity thing, you had to wait longer for waves, for the water to settle down and all that. But at the same time, you're riding an absolute dream wave. Where I mean, all the rest, Waco. I'm sure Palm Springs is like this. I'm sure the Brazil pool and the endless surf pool going in Munich. These are super good, amazing, rippable waves that you can change on the fly, do airs and all that stuff. But the Slater pool is probably more powerful, I would assume. I mean, I got smoked at Surf Ranch a couple times. So either way, thanks, cool. Strider. That was awesome.
Strides.
He does have a good life, doesn't he?
Yeah,
but like I said, he enjoys it and he deserves it.
Strider's been touched by an angel.
Yeah. And when people hate on it, I just say, don't hate.
Who hates?
Congratulate.
How do you hate that guy?
I don't know anybody.
Like
I don't know anybody who
he's
does.
Like a pencil troll.
He's the best.
I don't know anyone that hates a pencil. I mean, he looks like Ellen, but other than that, I mean,
he's got a great rig too.
He's got a great rig.
This is pretty cool. The U.S. Air Force Supergirl Pro happened this weekend in Florida. Keala Tomata Banner won, and she is now a Supergirl. She got a 9 and an 8 in the final. Pretty sweet. And this is a WQS 3000, so that means she is also clinched a Hawaii Tahiti Nui QS regional title. So with that win, boom, she's right on top of the world. Congratulations, Tomata Bannert. Bethany Hamilton, this was reported on Stab. So Bethany Hamilton has left Rip Curl with 3 years and 6 figures on her contract. I read the whole article twice, and I believe this stems from Bethany's view on the transgender surfing rule. I thought things had calmed down after her unhinged rants, but apparently they haven't.
I mean, you can't. When someone
disagrees with me,
when someone disagrees with you, or like in general, like it's not you can't. It's not unhinged.
Well,
but
the
it's
way
like
it was filmed and the way she was talking seemed a little unhinged. But guess what? I'm not saying anything bad about Bethany Hamilton. She's amazing, and her fans are like Swifties. So if we say anything bad about her, we're dead.
We ain't saying anything bad.
Bethany is the best, and she is probably one of the toughest humans ever.
That whole topic, like I've got feelings about it too, and it's like it's not
right.
It's not so black and white.
Well, so her beliefs, I believe in looking at all this. Rip Curl put out a video called "Summer Looks Good on You." There was a transgender woman in the video, and I think that was the last straw for Bethany, so she quit Rip Curl. And again, just because I disagree with the view, I think it takes a lot of bravery to stand up for what you believe in. I have not quit.
She's definitely in order to
I've not quit many jobs
to make a point and say goodbye to the money. That's conviction. You have. I mean, regardless of whether or not you respect her opinions on things, you have to respect the conviction. I do. I mean,
fully do.
Dude, if you believe in something, believe in it wholeheartedly.
Right. And again, I put Bethany in the hero category, but it's just like, it's just like a famous band that you love, and the singer did something that you disagree with. You can still love that band. I can still love Bethany's story. I can still love her surfing. I can still love the inspiration that she provides. Just because I disagree with one element doesn't make me think any less of her. Like I said, love her.
Is it the same with Michael Jackson?
Love Michael Jackson. Don't love that he maybe did some stuff. Love R. Kelly music, not as a person. Still listen to Ignition, and if that offends you, I'm sorry, but that's a really good song. It was a party slapper, but now when you play it at a party, about half the people want to leave. So just when you play the remix to Ignition,
not just a party slapper, Chris.
I'm gonna delete that whole part. We are empathetic, wonderful guys, Todd and I. We love everything. But that was in the news. So do with it what you will. We're just reporting with what we see and read. Tara Watanabe dropped an edit that is amazing.
Oh, by the way, Chris Pastras called me like 5 times. It's pretty obvious.
Just now?
And a little bit ago. It's pretty obvious he's sitting on his phone.
Watching the show?
No, he's not watching it, but he's definitely been trying to FaceTime me. No, it's not. You can't see him.
How many Catholic priests do I know? Andy?
Wait, what?
I was slapped by a Catholic priest when I was an altar boy, right in front of the whole church. Yeah. Because I fell asleep on the altar. I was supposed to ring the bell, and I was asleep. And he came up and whacked me.
Really?
On the face. Not.
With his penis?
No, with his hand.
Oh.
In front of the whole church.
Oh, that's completely.
So that was the one Catholic priest that I know.
Mm-hmm.
And again, look.
Okay.
You know what the hell we're talking about.
Okay, let's go.
Don't cancel us. Chloe Andino had a second baby. Congratulations, Chloe. He's also got a new flick coming out. 2% Crew is making moves, making movies, making babies. That's awesome. Happy for Chloe. In other surf news, ISA World Junior Championships is in about a week and a half. That's going to be done in Brazil. I will be there. Todd, we're going to do a remote episode of the Monday Mass.
When is this?
Like in 10 days.
Okay.
Or maybe next week. I don't know. It's coming up. It's happening. So that'll be fun. Skate news is brought to you by Beneath Apparel. BN3TH Apparel. Leo Romero has a new shoe and a new skate park. It's immaculate. I loved every second of it. Michael Suker made it with Leo for America. The shoe is a wild slip-on. There's a silver one. There's a couple different colors. Already talked to our guy, Don Brown, to get a pair to try out and review. I like doing those shoe reviews.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
You tell Don to send me some shoes, too?
You want to tell Don? Tell him he's a big fan of the show.
Don, I need some shoes.
Well, you tell me and I'll tell him. Should we get him in here to talk about the Thrasher Hellbomb?
What do you mean? Did he go?
Yeah.
He went to it?
Yeah.
I can hear him. He's busy, though. What we're doing is we're getting our next-door neighbor, Joel Muzzy. He went to the Thrasher Hellbomb this weekend. He's going to come in and talk about it. He's also a real estate agent. Muzzy is like one of my oldest friends from New Hampshire. I met him when I was going to college. He's one of my first skateboard friends from New Hampshire. Wait, did he give you the report?
He's got to go to an appointment, but basically our friend, a neighbor, awesome, all-around human, Joel Muzzy, went to the Thrasher, am I calling it the right thing? Thrasher Hellbomb? It was in San Diego. It was in a ditch put on by Rhino Independent Trucks. Monster Energy, I think, put in some money too. Basically described as one of the gnarliest skate contests you could ever take part in. We're talking about 3 or 4 knockouts. Before the contest even started, there was a compound fracture of an arm.
Oh, my God.
No helmets, no rules. These guys were climbing down a sewer pipe and then sitting on their skateboards and shooting out.
Yeah, I saw that. That was gnarly.
Oh, my. And I got invited to it. And I was like, I don't know if I want to go to this. I don't want to see knockouts, broken arms, and slams like that. But I watched all the videos, and Rhino, hell yes. Milton Martinez won the whole thing.
Not a shocker.
So you had a heavy group of skaters there, and those events are so gnarly.
I think it'd be really stressful if everyone kind of has their personal style within skating, and this is goes beyond what you look like when you perform any tricks.
Right.
But you have your outward style, and if your personal style is like a hell, you know what I mean. We have those friends who's their outward projection to the world is I'm a fucking walking scab. I'm about to die.
A walking scab.
That's pretty, like, I would say that'd be like really stressful as a parent.
Oh, this is I have it called the Mad Dog Invitational too.
Mad Dog Invitation.
Go
Anyways,
to @Rhino.
there's a lot of people doing snow plows with their face,
dude,
on shitty concrete.
And Muzzy said that it's not one of these things where you show up with your ditch wheels. You're riding your normal street board. He said there was so much skin and blood on the freaking ditch that it was just, I mean, people were getting mangled, but thankfully somebody else is doing it and not us.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my thing, but I love watching it. So
I know.
Go to Rhino's Instagram @Rhino. Let me make sure I have that right because he deserves your follow. Yeah, @Rhino. Rhino. Oh, who's that? Anyway, 2 years ago we lost the great Zane Timpson. Today was actually the day that 2 years ago this happened. This just horrible loss.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Zane was one of those people that was a light on the whole world.
There was this morning when I drove to go to surf, there was flowers and beers on top of the Encinitas
Epic
sign.
Well deserved too.
Into the bank. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I talked to Ira Curb Killer this morning. Sent a message to Jeff Timpson, Zane's dad, basically saying, look, his stoke is still here. You know, his physical form may be gone, but his aura, his spirit, his stoke is still here, and it will be forever.
I saw Jeff. Was at the yard sale. Did you see him?
No, I didn't see him.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
We didn't really talk much about the yard sale.
No, we can talk about the yard sale in nerd news.
Okay. What else we got here? This is pretty cool. JenkumMagazine.com always does cool stuff. Jenkum. So a Canadian multi-instrumentalist jazz musician, Joseph Shabason, rescored the ultimate classic skate video, Toy Machine's Welcome to Hell.
Which is amazing, by the way. I watched Welcome to Hell for the first time after about 15 years.
And it's still so good. That's
so,
in my top 3 all-time skate videos. You got to watch it with this new jazz soundtrack. It's pretty dope. It's very unique. It's really interesting. And this dude can play. Take my word for it. This guy can play.
Does he wail?
He wails. He blows. He slaps. He is Joseph Shabason. And the whole video and the whole soundtrack is available on the internet. Pretty rad. This is some super random-ass skate news.
This is my favorite part of skate news is where it's the skate adjacent news.
Yeah, so do you know who Adam Newman is?
No.
Adam Newman is the guy who started WeWork. And he started this company, WeWork, where it was co-work spaces.
Yeah.
And there's a documentary about what happened. So basically he raised, I don't know how many billions and billions and billions of dollars, and then he screwed the whole thing up. And when he got fired, left with $1 billion payout. So you're fired. Here's $1 billion. Get out of here.
To go away.
And now he's reported, this is what the headline was. Disgraced Adam Newman spends his days skateboarding near his $44 million Florida mansion after his startup, WeWork, collapsed into bankruptcy. Newman, 44, bought 2 adjacent waterfront properties in 2021. His family lived close to Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner. They lived nearby. This guy was handed $1 billion after he was fired as CEO. What kind of job can I get that I just start up for a little bit and get fired and get $1 billion? What job can I get that does
You've got to be pretty annoying if like someone offers you $1 billion to just go away.
Yeah. I'm pretty annoying. How much money will you give me to go away?
If I had $1 billion, I would offer you that.
And last but definitely not least, Ryan Clements is on the 9 Club. And I love these episodes. Well, I love Ryan Clements for one. I also love the 9 Club. But when you have kind of people more in the business
those are
industry guy, to me, those are oftentimes more interesting.
On all the platforms, whether it's the Bomb Hole or 9 Club or even here. Like when we have people on that are older.
When do we have people on?
I don't know.
If we had somebody
it's not important.
on.
If people came on here and they kind of have been they were pro or
Right.
near pros,
Like me.
and they came up in the industry, and now they know the inner workings. That's the best
Right.
because they have the best stories.
Am I gonna get canceled for saying that it was an unhinged rant?
What? Are you still
I'm
thinking
still
about
thinking
that?
about
Is this
that.
the kind of shit that like keeps you up at night?
Only when I get hella
Don't-
baked.
Don't worry about it.
Snow news brought to you by Mammoth Mountain. Mammoth Mountain. What makes Mammoth Mountain such a great place to go snowboarding, Todd?
Well, first of all, Chris,
Free lift tickets
it's
for us.
It's mainly the free lift tickets.
It's huge,
Mammoth Mountain's a big mountain.
and it's to me it still has that feel of a classic OG California ski resort where, it's like there's buildings and all that stuff, but the vibe of it, because I just remember growing up, my dad was a Mammoth guy, and he always told me about skiing down Dragon's Back. And so that was just like a huge thing for me as a kid.
I have some suggestions.
And he's back.
I have some suggestions for Mammoth on how to improve things. Would you like to hear them?
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Or improve what? Mammoth or just things in general?
Mammoth.
Okay.
Okay. So first and foremost.
Just remember they are a new sponsor.
No, I
of
know,
ours.
but I'm helping.
Okay, good.
Like
They didn't ask, but good.
I'm helping.
Okay.
I think that first and foremost, they need to flatten the Mammoth Mountain in. Like you need to come in there with an exorcist, some sage, and a aggressive bulldozer and flatten that hotel.
Is this how you treat all of our new sponsors?
Look, do you want to, in 10 years?
Yeah, okay, you can be real.
I'm being real.
All right.
They know this.
Well, I'm
know
not
this.
interested in the hotel. I'm interested in the mountain.
I know, but they know this. It's
Okay.
part of the experience.
Okay.
We flatten the Mammoth Mountain in.
Okay.
Then, when that is completed,
Okay.
that's it. Really, is just you flatten the.
You
Mammoth
don't like the
Mountain
Mammoth Mountain Inn.
No.
But what I asked you, what makes
I like
Mammoth
the
such
chart.
a great place to ride?
It's diverse, and my favorite time to snowboard at Mammoth is on storm days. I actually don't like snowboarding when it's sunny out.
Really?
No, I don't.
Why?
I don't like it anymore because number one, there's too many damn people,
Okay.
and number two, if it has just snowed, it's gone in 5 minutes. But like storm days, if you have the proper equipment and
Gore-Tex.
Gore-Tex and whatnot, that is the best time to go snowboarding.
Well, great. Now you've blown it
Usually,
for all the rest of us.
the roads are terrible, and especially in Southern California, Mammoth is debatable. I think they do need to change their whole Southern California thing because it is not in Southern California.
It's 5 hours away from San Diego,
It's
right?
6 hours up, down, and sideways. There is no way you're getting there in 5 hours unless you live an hour closer from here.
L.A.?
Well, then you have to go through L.A., and that's 2.5 hours.
Well, you're
and
driving me, so I don't care.
I love Mammoth. I think you need to go there.
I think there needs to
when
be a
it's
bullet
snowing.
train from here to
That would
Mammoth.
really be great.
That would be tight. Either way, I'm excited to go ride Mammoth. I know you are too, Todd.
And I can tell you all this. We did some investigating, and we have all the new sweet restaurants.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I really judge a resort on the places that you can go and eat.
Love to ride, but I really love to eat.
And some of the I was literally convinced that Pita Pit was the only place to eat at Mammoth for a long time.
Isn't that from Beverly Hills 90210? Oh, it's
Pita
the
Pit?
Peach Pit.
Peach Pit. Anyways, I found other places to eat besides the Pita Pit at Mammoth.
All right, well,
I
DM
can't wait.
Todd for details.
We're going. It's going to be great. I've had some of my best days on the hill last year at Mammoth. They got 10 trillion feet of snow. It seems like they just closed like last month,
You know,
and now
they're back open.
They're open again.
I'm going to go down Dragon's Back, Dad. I'm doing it for you, Dad. My dad slammed so hard at Dragon's Back that he ended up with one leg shorter than the other.
Really?
Kept him out of military service.
He slammed so hard that it shrank a leg?
Yeah. At least that's what the family lore says.
Wow.
Chinese snowboarder Su Yiming says Olympic gold medal left him confused as he returns after a year off.
Why?
Quote, after achieving the goal, an Olympic medal, very suddenly it was difficult for him to find a new goal. So now Su is preparing for Big Air World Cup. That's going to be in Beijing in December. So I can see what's happening here, right? Your whole life, you're focused on this goal. I'm sure when he was a kid, it was embedded in him. Gold medal, Olympic gold, Olympic gold. You achieve that, right? What do you do now?
Well,
besides get another one. But still, like that has to be something.
It kind of depends on where you grew up. Like China, obviously, they're very focused on the competitive aspect of snowboarding, and the gold medal probably is the ultimate. But that's not like that represents such a small fraction of what gets you respect in this sport.
Right.
Go and put some clips together.
Do some side hits.
I mean, go get some stuff in the backcountry. Get more people to see your personality. Like, there's so much more. Like, I mean, my goal after winning a gold medal would be to bronze the rig.
Yeah, I would go to Fiji with 5 friends, all female.
Okay, what else you got?
What? Trainers. So Todd, I went to the NOAA weather map website, and I don't know what it says.
Okay, so
I still don't know.
Well, I can tell you what's happening this week.
What's happening this week?
This week,
in snowboarding.
Directly impacts.
M.A.S.S opened. We know that.
Directly impacts snowboarding. There's a big storm system hitting us starting Wednesday that will affect the whole western part of the United States.
Great.
From the Sierras to Colorado.
The Western Valleys.
It's going to be great, and it is a great time to go to someplace like Salt Lake because this Friday, I'm flying to Salt Lake City to be on the bomb hole where we will be sitting down with Jamie Anderson and Danny Davis, and we're going to talk about Jamie Anderson's new movie.
Wait, you're hosting the bomb hole?
No, I'm on the bomb hole with these other people.
Sounds like you're hosting it.
And we're going to be talking.
You didn't really
basically
tell me about this.
It's a Woodward takeover of bomb hole.
I feel like you're telling me, you're not asking me.
And then on Saturday night at the Woodward Park City facility, supposedly there's going to be some rails all up in this business.
You're going to hit some rails.
No, I'll watch that. But then
you're going to hit some rails.
But then that night, there's going to be a bunch of movie premieres. Jamie Anderson's movie is going to be premiering.
Let me check my email and see if I was invited.
Sequencer will be premiering, and also the Woodward Peace Park edit that we've been working on since Peace Park went down at Snowbird, in the collaboration between Woodward and Snowbird last.
I see no invite in my inbox.
It's going to be great, and you're not invited.
Did they know my website information?
You're not invited.
Well, I don't have to be invited to everything. I would have liked to be invited to that.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't have gone, but would have liked to have been invited.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of weird that you're hosting another podcast and you didn't even tell your
I'm a guest.
Podcast partner that...
I'm a guest in the podcast. But it's going to be pretty cool.
It's debatable. It sounds like you're a host.
I think it's going to be really fun. I haven't been out to Salt Lake in a minute.
Be more fun with me.
It's going to snow. I was thinking about, so you have... This is real talk now. Back when...
What was all the rest of it?
This is fake talk. When I started to
look at my phone.
When I switched over from half pipe to competing in slopestyle, I kind of I didn't know how to ride rails. So I knew, but not in the capacity that you would need to know how to ride rails to be competitive in a competitive format.
Okay.
So I had to force myself to ride rails.
Right.
I'm not sure if I ever really enjoyed it because I like to have my edges.
What's
really
the
sharp.
biggest rail you've ever ridden?
I don't think I've ever really done a street rail. Any good street rails.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever done that at all. I think once maybe.
Okay.
But what is that? Where did that picture come from?
Andy Ryan, photographer.
Why is he sending weird
You're
pictures?
in the middle of a story. I'm getting questions
saying.
ready.
But I would like to start riding rails again. I mean, I ride them when they're on the hill, but I try to just get them over with. How's your rail riding? Have you ever?
I used to board slide some small handrails, 3-4 stairs maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I can do a couple different tricks on flat bars. I don't mess with rails on a snowboard. Honestly, no, I don't. I don't want to. I don't need to. I don't have to.
Boxes are the most dangerous thing on the planet.
I only like the sides of the run. I just want to go to the side.
Really?
Side hit euphoria.
Okay.
That's all I want. Side hit euphoria and Japow with Mint Tours in Japan.
I'm very excited for this Japan powder trip. I still don't believe it's happening.
It's we're kind of working, but not really. We kind of did the work to get the trip, and once we're on the trip, they can't tell us what to do. We're excited. I just got this from John Veeder up in Whistler.
Okay.
Don't miss the online premiere of Man Boy's 10th film,
Ooh, yeah.
Tango Echo November. Oh my God, that's tonight at 6 on YouTube.
Man Boys.
Guaranteed
YouTube,
to be
tonight,
some of the best snow porn
6
you'll
o'clock,
ever
you said?
see.
What time is it?
6 o'clock.
6 p.m.
So he's in Whistler. I don't know what that translates to anywhere else, but
It's West Coast time.
pretty sick. Thank you, John Veeder, for that news. Also, Whistler got some good dumps over the past few days. John and Sue, my homies from up there, are hitting the hill for a little preseason split boarding. And maybe Todd will join us live for a quick preview of the
You know what I did
conditions.
see that I thought was really, really cool?
What?
Is the Ferguson brothers went up to Mount Bachelor last week. They had it, I think Gabe had it on his Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And they were hitting the mountain bike jumps on snowboards.
No way.
It looks so fun. So
that's
fun.
insane.
Yeah. That's snowboard news.
Google,
Is there anything else?
Google analyzed 6,000 ski-related terms used, and Vermont is the most snow-obsessed state
Vermont
in the
is?
nation by a narrow margin of 2%.
What else do you have in there for
Colorado was second ranked in people that love it the most. You know me in the internet.
You're just in there looking for...
But we've got a bunch of questions we could probably...
All right.
That's probably more interesting than any of this.
All right, that was snowboard news, and we're gonna. Do we want to talk about nerd news right now? Nerd news is brought to you by New Greens. If you have a deficiency of vitamins and minerals,
We all do.
And salad. If you're salad deficient and you can't take the time out for salad, because God knows we are a busy nation, then please have New Greens in the morning. You'll outlive your friends. What is a better flex than laughing at your friend?
Look, Devin Curran posted a
while
picture
you survive him.
Bachans.
All right, so we had a yard sale this weekend. It was great. Chris,
I have a bunch of questions.
Chris. Okay, that's it.
Yard sale related.
Okay.
That we
okay,
can,
here we
that
go.
I can talk about a question, and that brings us into yard sale.
Let's go.
Questions are brought to us by Panic and Coffee and Tea. Oh, Todd, you know I'm giddy. You know I'm giddy, buddy. Okay,
let's
this
go.
is from Becky Bubbs. Becky Bubbs has come through and said, what was the most expensive item sold at your sale? Chris, want to play on Wooden Toys Friday? Yes, I do want to play skateboarding at Adult Swim with you on Friday. Most expensive thing. So, Todd, you know me, I'm a giver.
Mhm.
So I had so much stuff in my corner, and I think I gave away more than I sold because people kept coming up and going, how much is that? And I go, I don't know, $1.
Hey,
And
let me.
I was very giving, and I was a great person.
Dude, yo, because we
had a big yard sale.
when we put this thing together, right? It was
Yeah.
literally happened live on the air on Monday Mass.
Thank you, Jason Genesek.
Yeah, that was awesome. So I wasn't really, like I had stuff to sell, like old outerwear and snowboards and stuff like that. There was people at that yard sale that, like, where did they come from? There was one dude that was like selling Quicksilver T-shirts and sweatshirts from like the 80s for like $90. Like, where did he come from?
Honestly, from this.
Was it just like
from here. From in the screen. People were, when it was announced that we were doing that yard sale,
right?
It was also kind of announced like, yo, if you got some stuff, come and sell it. So we had our friends. We had Scott from Decline. We had Mike Burnett was there. Some people just grabbed stuff out of their garage and showed up. There's other people selling like all kinds of antiques, and
there was people
it was
like
actually,
really
it was
organized.
Like perfect. It was perfect because it wasn't out of control, the amount of sellers.
Right.
But it was rad because when people showed up, they realized that we got to do this annually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Annually.
I think that it should be an annual thing because it's great. I think maybe
thing.
we should do another one in the spring going into the summer.
Surf stuff.
Right.
Yeah. It was super fun. And my favorite part of it was just meeting a bunch of people.
Mhm.
I really like meeting people. And I was talking to my friend about this before when I was packing my car and I was sweating and I was like hating it. And I said, remind me to never have a garage sale again. She said, I think you're going to have a good time. She was right. I had a great time. And I met a bunch of new people. I made a couple $100, and that's going straight into my pocket. So there was a charity element. They were raising some money for getting our U.S. surf team to Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going there, so I'm going to give them my support there emotionally, not financially.
Yeah, I raised money for my family's insurance.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we got a question from Danny Caputo. We love you, Danny. He's one of the best wheelie artists in town. Okay, Chris and Todd, what would be your theme song every time you entered a room? Seinfeld theme song. Bow, 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 bow.
You know that yellow song? Oh, yeah.
Ooh, bow, bow.
That's mine.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good. Those are good.
That's good songs.
I want yours too. This is from M.A.S.S Art. M.A.S.S Art, surfboards, skateboards, snowboards, and cars. Do you keep them clean, hang them on the wall, and keep them show ready, or ride them till the wheels fall off?
I feel like that's an answer that is it's varied. Like my cars are very clean.
Your car is immaculate. My car is ridden hard and put away wet. My gear, there's a few of my surfboards that I rinse off, I dry off, I put right back on the rack.
Do you rinse your surfboard after you use it?
Every time.
Why?
Because I have the best boards in the world.
Yeah, but why would you rinse it?
Because I feel, and this could just be my brain telling me this, but when you have dry salt, you know how gnarly corrosive salt water is? Right. Because if it gets on your bikes and all that, like rust. So why wouldn't it eat away at your fiberglass? My boards, my Dark Arts boards, they keep their pop for years and years. So I got to take care of them. They take care of me. I've never
That's really
surfed
interesting.
better.
I
always rinse it and rinse your wetsuit.
I rinse my wetsuit.
But why not your board?
Because usually when I leave, I put my board in a travel board bag in the car so it doesn't get dinged and danged by all this other shit.
You're weird.
So I should start rinsing. How often do you clean your wax?
Ever.
You never clean your wax?
If I go on a surf trip somewhere tropical.
See, I like re-wax, but I don't like clean.
You're anal retentive.
I am. In some ways, but in other ways, I'm just a fucking wet cardboard mess.
But you put your board in a board bag every single session.
Yeah. But that's so it doesn't get dinged.
Weird. You're a weird guy.
Mm.
I respect you for that. This was a photo from Andy. It's North Shore. You can post this on your Instagram later. This just came through. Kelly Slater. Okay, we got a question from Hannah Lee. Hannah, it is so great to hear from you. We love you a lot. Todd, what is your favorite kaiju after Godzilla? And Chris, what other board games do you play besides Settlers of Catan? You see how astute Hannah Lee is?
No, she pays attention.
That's right. So who's your favorite kaiju after Godzilla? And I'll give you my favorite board game.
Favorite kaiju after Godzilla?
Are you thinking about that? My favorite board game besides Catan, I'm going to go backgammon, chess, and classic Monopoly. Just classic Monopoly. I haven't played it in ages. There's actually one called Monopoly Empire that only takes about 15 or 20 minutes. That's really fun that I used to play with my kids a lot. I like playing Operation.
I'm going to go with King Ghidorah.
On humans.
The three-headed...
I thought we had that one.
We have one?
We got Godzilla.
Godzilla.
People, they can't see it.
The three heads.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at all that cool stuff up there.
The one with the three heads.
Great story. What else we got here? Austin Wolf. Snowboard videos used to always have the track list in the credits. It seems like new ones are increasingly forgoing the track list and maybe sticking them in the description. I get a lot of new music from these films. It's been getting harder to track down all the rad songs. Any thoughts on the change? Well, you know how we feel about not listing the writers' names on there.
I think that's very important. I used to get a lot of like my music from the credits of movies too.
Me too. Free, like pause the TV.
They used to have it right. Well, they used to put the song credit right as the part was starting.
Like MTV.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you, Austin. I have taken to Shazamming many videos that I watch when I like a song. Oh, I forgot to say. So speaking of great songs in snowboarding movies, Craig McMorris made a clip called Tennis. It's super good. They used an unwound song. I loved it. I loved that whole video. So Austin Wolf, if you want to know what song that was in the middle of Tennis, the new Craig McMorris video, that's unwound. Great soundtrack there. But yeah,
we have a
Shazam.
We have a question that just came in off of the live over here. M. Vicken says, "What is the most forbidden grab in snowboarding?" What do I think? Like, what do I think of that? I think, for me personally,
Double nose grab.
And this, this is just like from growing up and skating. Like I never, like we were just, you don't reach in between your legs. Like
roast beef.
The roast beef was, like as far as I remember, was initially like a joke.
I think because
Grasso couldn't do stale fish.
Well, there's something that happens sometimes, and this happens to me with words. When you start doing something as a joke over and over, the irony starts to wear off, and then you find yourself just doing it. So I got to agree with you. I think the roast beef in any board is just the worst.
Describes.
And the name is so bad.
It's bad. And then there's like, and then because of the roast beef, and there was all this like, okay, well we had like, you know, back in the day when there's a lot of non-skaters were snowboarding. It's like, oh, roast beef, that's crazy. And you guys do a stale fish too? And then all of a sudden there was all these food grabs.
Like stale beef?
No, there was like the roast beef. And then this is a chicken salad. And this is
chicken wing.
And this is a taipan. And this is a Canadian bacon. Like it just like went into this whack zone that like it literally, if you saw someone doing those tricks.
Whack zone.
Yeah, you were like, oh, okay, that dude does not skateboard. And if he does skateboard, he wears short shorts. And he starts skating by pumping in the flat bottom.
Are you talking about me?
Is that it?
Roast beef. Wilson, couple more here. Wilson says, what 10 waves are your personal dream tour? We don't have the time to do 10, so let's just do 3 each. Personal dream tour. I'm going restaurants, macaronis.
I'm gonna do Bara.
I'll go Bara.
When Rip Curl did the search there, I thought that was amazing.
Restaurants, macaronis, Bara.
I think it would be really cool if they did one at Puerto Escondido.
Your dream wave?
Not mine. Like
no, this
watch,
is your dream tour.
Yeah, my dream tour to like watch.
Okay, to watch
someone do. I think Puerto Escondido would be a really good one.
Yeah.
Or the box.
Lakey Peak. I think Lakey Peak needs to be a championship tour destination. Jeez, I mean, Karamas was pretty.
Karamas is
amazing,
the shit, dude. I watch a lot of footage of Karamas just when I'm like trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, like if you play on YouTube like I do at night.
ASMR.
Yeah, like Surfers of Bali.
Oh yeah, that's
like
so
the best
nice.
ASMR surfing.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is from Karamas, and my God, that wave looks fun.
Yeah. I mean, Pipeline, of course. Why not? What are we doing here? Okay, so this is from Jemin Osei. Would Todd rather be left in a room for an hour with open cans of herring or left in a room for an hour with Steely Dan blasting?
I would much rather have Steely Dan blasting. Look, there's certain foods, like you could back me off of a cliff with a banana. I don't like bananas.
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana.
Like bananas are my
kryptonite. And apparently herring is too. No offense to the Herring Nation, who I love, and I love herring. What's with you and banana? What's the deal with you and bananas?
I don't know. It's almost it's one of those things where like
your gag reflex activated when you think of a banana.
If I hear someone like eating one, because bananas are like the fucking grossest sound when you eat a banana.
Like that?
Yeah. It's so weird. It's just so.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like those people that can't look at like a bunch of like little circles.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know what that's called, but like it's
something.
They have a thing about it. I have a thing about bananas.
Okay. Devin Curran says, will Sunbender play a show on December 23rd at Poorhouse in South O? We would love to, but we're playing Poorhouse this week on Thursday, and our show in December is at the Belly Up with Transfer and Miniaturize. You can look that one up. But thank you for the offer. Paul Copenhaver says...
Say herring?
When was the last time you had a Cobra Dog? Our boys at Cobra Dogs, what's up?
I don't like hot dogs either.
Well, the last time I had a Cobra Dog was when I was at the Tony Hawk Vert Alert out in Salt Lake City. If you don't know what Cobra Dogs is...
Did they set up? They were set up there?
Yeah.
I think I had a Cobra Dog 2 years ago at Milo during... It was right before the Bomb Hole Cup. That's okay. I mean, I'm not a big hot dog guy.
I'm a big hot dog guy, and Cobra Dogs are the shit. And I still have my Cobra Dogs hat. We've been on this podcast for way too long.
Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. If you've just joined this live stream,
later,
we're gone. So We'll see you guys. Well, no next week or yes?
No,
next
we
week?
are next. Yes,
Okay.
next week.
Okay. Yes, next week.
Yeah.
No, the following week.
Okay.
See you guys next week.